Day 621 of the Galactic War. The stars burn brighter tonight. We won our previous major order. Liberty Day will have its fireworks. But every planet still bears the scars of our defense. Blackened soil, shattered skies, a silence that follows every victory. We've held the line on Hellmire time and time again, because failure means extinction. And once more, it's under assault. But even in our darkest hours, it's not our ships or our guns that keep us alive. It's preparation, discipline, and the certainty that every Helldiver who drops has chosen their tools with purpose. Because the wrong gear in the right fight still gets you killed. So I'll ask you this. When you hit the ground, will your loadout save you, or will it bury you?
Sending down support weapon.
I'm Hell Commander Lore, speaking from high orbit over Erata Prime. A new major order has dropped this morning. That major order is asking us to take Erata Prime and Estanu as the primary targets, as well as hold Hellmire, which has been added to this MO yet again. The good part about this is, the reason why this is important is there's a supply line that runs from Erata Prime to Hellmire, and there's one that runs from Estanu to Hellmire. Hellmire has been attacked up to 6 times in the last 3 MOs, including one that occurred between the ending of the last MO and the launch of this MO. So these 2 vectors of assault from these 2 planets has to be dealt with. It's a very good strategic goal to remove that, and then we will only have 1 supply route from Osha-Uni, and we can mass our forces here and push directly into there. While doing so, Hellmire is not as much of a threat. On a second note, we actually managed to complete the major order. Last time I spoke, we were on Yulheim. We had 26 hours left to go. We had 2 days and 12 hours left on the major order at that time. And traditionally, each planet that needed to be taken is approximately 24 hours. In this case, we managed to take Yulheim with 4 mega cities on it, quicker than anticipated. We blew straight through Bekvam 3 and took Marfark at a considerable pace that was unexpected. I do believe it was about half an hour left in that major order, and we completed. So congratulations to the Helldiver Corps, proving me wrong. I was a little bit of a pessimist on our chances based off of the initial estimates. I was not aware that resistance on Bekvam 3 and Marfark would collapse at the rate it did, and provided us with the means to capitalize on the momentum and seize these planets. So good job on that. Now that we have the Galactic War map out of the way, I wanted to talk about the primary purpose of this video. And the title for me is Know Your Helldiver and Understand Your Kit. One of the struggles, I've had a lot of new people come on to join Omega from Xbox, and these are all new players. And one of the realizations is they don't have a good fundamental understanding of some core mechanics within the game. Those mechanics being your primary, your secondary, your grenade slot, your armor, and the 4 stratagems you take, and all the combinations that are possible. So I wanted to share with you one of Omega Squad's philosophies that has emerged because of my efforts here, that we've never really written down or articulated. So I wanted to go over what that philosophy is, how we build our kits as Helldivers, and hopefully you'll get some benefit from this video of understanding why we choose different things. So I'm going to go through that philosophy and walk you through it. And the second thing is going to do is, once I've done that, I'm going to take us down into a Blitz. I'm going to do a mission, call an SOS, bring in some Omega Reserve, and we're going to use that within a mission and kind of show you, talk you through how that works. So let's get started. Our philosophy is very simple. Bring the tools for every problem. Not just the biggest gun. Every Helldiver loadout should answer 4 questions. Can I clear chaff? Can I handle medium threats? Can I kill heavy targets? And can I manage the environmental needs with my kit? If every Helldiver carries the answers to these questions, the squad becomes a machine of adaptation, a living weapon designed to survive anything. And though we are not masters of one specific thing, it does provide us an answer to anything we meet on the battlefield. Now, the problem is, Arrowhead has designed the game around the idea that you work as a squad. Somebody specializes in anti-tank, somebody specializes in chaff clear, somebody specializes in environmental, etc., etc., etc. Arrowhead has this idea that each Helldiver should answer one of these questions. I'm the chaff clear guy, you're the medium threat guy, you're the heavy targets guy, and or two of them are heavy anti-tank, so on and so forth. The problem with the bugs specifically, and we'll talk about the other factions later, is you get pushed around. You get separated, you die, you get called into a place, you lose your gear, and the squad's cohesion breaks apart. So we found, more times than not, when we start getting pushed around on these level 10s, is you end up being separated and by yourself. So I'm going to run through the scenario that, to answer these questions, you run up on a 10-hole heavy bug nest, and you're by yourself, and you did not bring anything to handle those bug holes as environmental concerns. You are now struggling to find a way to close them. You might be able to close 3 or 4 with whatever little thing you have, but overall it becomes almost impossible, and you have to depend on your teammates who are engaged somewhere else and they can't get to you, and the whole mission turns into this chaos until you get overwhelmed and die, depending on what your role is. So our philosophy is everybody should be sort of masters of nothing but good at everything. Have an answer for whatever comes in. So we focus on tools over toys, practicality over flashy, and mobility, firepower, and redundancy in all our kits and our loadouts. That's kind of how we've evolved. Are we the best Helldivers because of it? No, but it's very satisfying when you have a charger in front of you, you have a solution for it. You're being overwhelmed by hunters, and you have enough chaff clear to take care of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a mission. I'm going to go do a blitz here. I'll call in an SOS once we get there, and I'm going to walk through my kit, and I'm going to show you exactly why I'm picking what I'm picking and how each slot fits and answers this question. So I'm going to start basically south, move myself up. I'm probably not going to take out the mega nest. Maybe depends on what kind of crew I get out, but overall. So one of the considerations is there's armor. This is the armor I choose. It's light armor. I have good mobility in it. What I'm really after is the extra grenades in this loadout that I'm going to be doing. This reduce recoil when I'm crouching. It does help a little bit with some of the weapons I choose, but overall it's not really the reason I'm picking it. It also has a slightly better armor value at 64 over 50. What you'll notice is some of these armors have 75. This one, and have 75 armor. This is siege ready, which has 50, which is your basic light, and it provides a lot faster reload. I would consider using this, and it might be good for this loadout as well, but in this case I am choosing this one for the extra grenades. I am going to be choosing the AR Coyote as my primary. The reason I'm choosing this is it's good at medium armor penetration, which means it answers the question, can I handle medium threats? And incendiary and its rate of fire and its damage do provide chaff clear potential. So it handles the first two questions. Can I handle chaff, and can I handle mediums? The second thing I'm putting in my kit is the Ultimatum. I get 2 Ultimatums at the start if I take drop pod optimization. I get 1 if I don't. I can just put a supply out and refill that. So that means I can kill 2 Bile Titans or 2 Chargers with this loadout. And I choose grenades. Normally you get 3 of these, does 2,000 damage. But I get an extra 2, so I get 5 total. So I can delete 5 Chargers, or I could put 2 of these on the head of a Bile Titan, and I can take out 2.5 Bile Titans with it. Now, the challenge with this load up is both these weapons are close up and personal. A little bit of finesse and skill has to be, so you have to learn how to use them. The Ultimatum's arc and where you want to hit, being that 3,000 damage, doesn't always get applied where you want it. You can one-touch Titans and delete them, which is great, but if you hit their shoulder or part of their body, not their head, you might have to use 2 of them. Now, where this loadout starts to shine, obviously these are just pretty straightforward. I basically took medium and chaff and anti-tank in my core loadout. But if I add the supply pack, you get 4 resupplies. Every time you do a resupply, you get 2 Thermites and 1 Ultimatum. So that adds an extra 8 Thermites, an extra 4 Ultimatums to your load. So 6 Ultimatums and 9 total Thermites. It becomes a juggernaut or an anti-tank god. You never really run out, and by the time you get to resupply, you can get a resupply on the field from the team, or you get it back when it comes. You can call down another resupply backpack. Second thing I'm going to choose is the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is really good again at chaff clear and medium targets, and can do some heavies like impalers if their head's in the ground. You can do chargers by hitting underneath them or shooting at their exposed abdomen or butt. It's a little trickier, but you can make it happen, especially if you shoot below the charger's legs. That explosion will AoE damage his rear end, and therefore you could pop his rear end and kill him that way. Against Bile Titans, I wouldn't do it. It's kind of a waste. It's kind of a last desperate thing if you got nothing else. And I'm also going to take Gatling Barrage. It basically has a 75-second cooldown. Every minute and 15 seconds you can use it. And what I like this is I really like it for area denial. So if there's 2 mountains come together and they're coming through, I can toss it there, and they just kind of get shredded as they come in. It takes a while for it to finish its volley, so it's out there for a little while. Every time there's a bug breach, it's really great to toss it on it. It suppresses the bug breach, kills a lot of them before they come out of the ground. Keeps you from being overwhelmed, and it provides a very quick, rapid cooldown that you can use more often. And the last thing I usually take is, in this case, I usually take a Gatling turret. And this is excellent. The reason why this is, it has a reasonably low cooldown, 1 minute 60 seconds, so it's just over 2 minutes. But it outputs a tremendous amount of firepower very quickly. And it basically does area denial and distraction. When I'm about to assault bug breach, or if there's a bug breach, if there's a bug nest, or I'm about to assault a bug nest, I throw it out, and it provides like Overwatch firepower into it while I'm working on the bug, on the bug holes. And in this case, I'm going to take health. Health to give the light armor a little more staying power. I'm going to call in a SOS, and most likely my teammates will be bringing in stamina, health pot optimization, and something else. Now this loadout, the one last thing I want to talk about is the grenade launcher. It provides a means to close bug holes en masse from range. This is the environmental concern and the overlap I was talking about. In doing this, the problem with the grenade launcher also, it's very hungry. And the supply pack, every time you take a supply pack, it recharges the grenade launcher in its fullness. So you get like a full resupply of your ammo with each supply. So at the end of the day, this is by definition a solid all-arounder. Not really, it's a little leaning, this one leans a little heavier towards chaff clear and mediums, just because these two do really good job at those two things. But these two are a little flexible in any sort of build. If you prefer like an orbital rail cannon to supplement if you want to go orbital rail, it takes a little longer but it's nice to throw and forget, and it'll target the biggest enemy in the field. So you toss it, it'll delete a Titan or a Charger. It's a good supplement. I've seen people take orbital napalm for just the, F it. We got breaches, tossing this. But the core of this is these two elements. and this is just how I set up. So let's go down. We'll throw an SOS when we get down, and we will basically show you how this works. So I'm going to immediately put out a Gatling gun because I'm between two POIs and it's going to get hairy very quickly. And I'm going to knock out this elf commander almost immediately. And I'm going to delete this as quickly as I can to avoid what's happening right here. Damn it, I took it out. This is not what I call the best landing. So this is where a Gatling barrage comes in. You toss it and back up. And you try to get them to go through, and you keep yourself, because I'm not even getting a chance to breathe just landing here. I haven't even put an SOS out yet. So I'm going to SOS. So I'm just going to keep moving. Try to not trigger anything else. Not a quiet entry into this, and I'm trying not to die 1,000 times here. Ow, 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 ow. I'm out of stims. This is not good. This may not be good. I'm done bleeding out now. I have no more stims left. Yeah. This is not a good start, but this is the bugs. Let's see if I can get started and get down and not attract any attention. So I can get my actual gear out. I'll wait for my teammates to drop in. I'll pick up this. Who do we get? They all need samples. Don't. Damn it. You got a call off. Okay, so I'm gonna orbital barrage that breach. There you go. We're at the edge of the map, so this... Okay, so this is where the ultimatum comes in really handy. If you get the right angle, you should be able to pop them right in the head. It doesn't always kill them, so you gotta do another one. There it goes. Hey, so we're gonna go for the first bug hole and get moving. So with the AR Coyote, you don't really have to shoot them till they're dead. You just gotta light them on fire. So I'm gonna put down a Gatling sentry here to provide support for these. That's the problem with chargers. So this is where Thermites come in. Oops, I missed. Damn it. That's the finesse of using this loadout. Well, I'm going to head for this Shrieker Nest and get rid of that. We're going to get constantly harassed by all of this. Not really meant to do that. Wanted to do this. No. Stop it. Really not gonna need space to breathe. Now, the other thing about Thermites and Ultimatums is they can delete these Shrieker Towers relatively easily. So they're really good for environmentals and the heavies. Did I get rid of the Shrieker Nest? Shrieker Nest is down. So I'm going to head towards this next nest. So as you can see, the Coyote, when you tag things, it lights things on fire, and then it obviously can kill them relatively quickly. And do that. So this is a Hive Guard, which is a medium target. They're going to get a breach, so if I have it, I'm going to use the Gatling here. So we'll use this as a distraction as I move away from the breach. And it should hold them at bay while I get some distance. So I'm going to switch my grenade launcher and try to suppress this as much as I can while my turret does all the chaff clear. And I'm going to keep moving. So they're going to basically engage that turret before they engage me, and I can get some distance between the spawn. Get any stragglers that are... Okay, so let's go get this quote. Let's see if they want to reinforce or not. So right now, what do I have? I have full everything, so I'm good. Okay, I'll do the reinforce. So we have 4 out of 15 bug holes. I guess you could land on the mega base, but or the mega nest. It just ends up being like a real pain in the butt. So I'm approaching the hole, and I have an Orbital Barrage. So I'm gonna toss my Orbital Barrage in there, and it provides suppression. And while I sit on the outside and I try to pick off these holes, so the good part about grenade is you can do it from range, meaning you can run the outside the perimeter of a hole, and you can use the grenade in order to do this. So I got one hole left. So I'll just quickly just go in here. Let's get out of here. And that is done. Okay, so... Okay, I can't really stop. Okay, he's got a turret up, so I'm going to sit over here. Give me a second to check my map. Might as well roll back onto that. So this armor provides just a little extra when you can survive like that. So where are you? Okay, that should do it. Okay, so that's where ultimatums come in really handy. Is they provide that means to just delete a charger whenever you need to. I got pushed all the way over here. I just needed some space from the primary spawns, so now I'm going back to one of the primary things, and I got about a minute to finish this, which we should be able to do before we got like the extraction is going to finish in 45 seconds, but then there's 2 minutes to finish the whole thing, so we'll see if we can make this work. The more ideal scenario is to land with a team instead of calling in. Okay, I got their attention. You can see they're now moving towards me. I'm going to activate that hell bomb. And that should take care of that large group. Okay, so heavy bigness eradicated. We got 3 more to go, which means we got to go roll up onto that one. So I'm going to toss my Gatling before the time runs out, and I'm going to hold my Orbital. We're just going to throw that there, so I don't get overwhelmed. Now, Guard Dog would be good here because it would handle a lot of the smaller units. Okay, so shuttle's inbound, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I got a charger on me. So Thermite him, single on his head is enough. Now the question is, he's gonna like chase you around and you're gonna want to charge you. And you gotta sidestep him. Or he blows up. In this case, he blew up. Now, death here is bad because that means we're not gonna finish the mission, so I gotta be very careful not to die. So I've lost my orbital support, but the grenade launcher and all that should be enough. And I still have like 3 supply packs on my backpack. If I can light these guys on fire. Okay, that guy went to the ground. Oh god, no, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And as you can see in the light armor, it provides mobility. You can kind of stay ahead of the quicker units. Alright, where am I? And if you're going to take a supply, always reload right away, because if you do it twice... Hey, I'm going to help up A3 here. We're almost there. Hey, I'm just going straight in here, and I'm not fucking around. There we go. See all the bug holes. Mission done. Come on, climb, climb, climb. Okay, this is what's gonna get you killed in this game. You get stuck in a bug hole, and now you gotta fight my way back through. If I would have kept trying to climb there, This is going to get sketchy. So pre-stim, anytime you're under pressure, and try to get to the edge out of the bug hole and get all the bugs on one side of you. So as they emerge, so need to go. 12 seconds. I don't think I got time. But extraction's an option, especially on blitzes. There you go. Yeah, not my best run. Bugs are always a little touchy. They're always putting pressure on you, and the light armor provides you mobility to stay ahead. If I would have came in with a full team, geared up, and in a quiet spot, that mission would have went a little different. But as you can see, it's so easy to get pushed around. So if you call an SOS and you're on a blitz, you have a very limited time, like 12 minutes. So medium armor gives you medium options, medium mobility. It's the baseline. The light armor, it's very unforgiving because you just don't have the tankiness. But if you try to position yourself in a good spot, you can usually stay ahead of even the fastest units. Heavy armor does provide a lot of tankiness, like it's 150 rating, but you end up so slow, you get hit more and more times. So in my choice, I prefer the lighter armor. So in Helldivers, this is a successful mission. Now obviously if you need samples and all that, that's horrible. But once you get to 150, you get to a point where you don't really need to extract, and death becomes a resource. But under normal circumstances, I would do it. So these guys came out and helped. Appreciate you guys, and I think that's it for today.
If this briefing helped sharpen your aim, then make sure you pass it on. Like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow Helldivers. Every drop, every tactic, every ounce of preparation keeps the line from breaking. We fight together, or not at all. And as long as one Helldiver stands, Liberty stands with them. Until the next deployment, remember, we are Helldivers.